If at any point you get maps back on D&D Beyond, just let us know. In the meanwhile, I'll drag your character around like a ragdoll. It'll be a good time.
It would be befitting for this particular character, honestly.
So really, all movements are just like very floppy and forced. It's that headcanon.
Wait, you don't have a
Give it
shield that
Bernie's
makes,
you.
you don't have a shield that makes gummy worm heads?
Do you
This
have a
time?
shield that makes gummy worm heads?
I'm sorry, I'm lost on that one.
Your emoticon shield.
Yeah. That's
Oh. No shield like that, no.
Damn it.
What did you call it?
The emoticon shield or the gummy worm shield?
That's what I thought she said gummy worm. That's why I was so confused.
Yeah, well, because your caricature, whatever the face changer thing or on your shield thing, you said had gummy worms popping out its head at one point in time.
I think it was the snakes to look like the Medusa.
Yes, that's what it was.
She talking about that bitch had gummy worms.
Did he not say it looks like those gummy worms, the little sour gummy?
Did I? I'm so sorry. My memory is like so bad. I might have, and I just don't remember.
That's what I was telling the boyfriend about. I was like, yeah, this dude had
Okay.
a shield that had, like, towards the end of the game, we had to fight this snake lady. I showed him a picture of it. And I said, you should totally watch it just for that funny part of the gummy worms on a shield.
All right, my bad. Okay, shit. I'm glad you found me funny until the point.
All right, with the gummy worm shield set aside for the moment, where you all are, you have been traveling together for at least some period of time, and you have come across a clearing in a hillside enclosure. There is a little pond off to your right, a path ahead of you, and a building off to the distance right here. It's a very, very peaceful day. The sun is in the sky. There are not any clouds. There's a smell of the forest just kind of filling up your nose in a good way. And with that, who do we have walking this trail? Let's start from the bottom up this time and start with Grum, also known as Vernon.
Vernon is an 88-year-old man, and he wants to roll a paranoia check.
We'll get to that. Don't worry. This might be the perfect map for him.
Great. So, long story short, he is, like I said, an 88-year-old man. He's very we had to do things the hard way. And yeah, he suffers dementia, poor fella.
He is indeed a poor fella. Okay. Next on my list is Echo, also known as, I'm gonna say, Ilisa?
That'll work.
What should it be?
Well, I hadn't decided. It was going to be Elisa or Ilisa, but I think I like Ilisa.
I think you guys have a game sometimes where it's make the DM try to mispronounce or pronounce the name, and I'm absolutely there for it.
I'll keep it up then.
No, it's Elisa. No, it's Ilisa. Damn it, I said Elisa 3 times.
I'll just change it midway through the game.
But there's a benefit that the word Lisa is at the end, so when in doubt, You become Lisa. I'm sorry. Who is Lisa? See, I did it already.
Elisa is a not quite middle aged. She's fairly young, but she's an adult gnome druid. She is very quiet, very very honest, and definitely more of a people pleaser than anything else.
Okay. And anything else before we move on to Nyx?
I think she's about 3'10", maybe. Brown hair, green eyes, always got her little cloak on. She carries a staff.
It's the perfect height. And Nyx, also known as Miss Cleo. I can't say Cleo without saying Miss Cleo.
I was
And
just thinking
suddenly,
about the accent.
flashbacks to early.
How'd you know?
Oh, Miss Cleo.
She was
So-
Show
everywhere.
your age without saying the age, right?
Hey now.
Hey now. She is a bartender turned ranger. She carries with her a short sword. She's had to deal with a lot of brawls in her days as a bartender. She left her town to go pursue adventure and fight off the elemental enemies of her tribe that she came from. She is an air genasi.
I would
How do we
say
say that?
I would say Genasi myself, but I doubt there's one single pronunciation.
So her elemental of favor is air.
Oh, that is very favorable. I'm
God, are we
sorry.
going to be falling?
Are you going to be falling?
Me?
Yeah, he said it's favorable that she's an air genasi.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, should I have taken Featherfall or Levitate or something?
I know. I just brought back Ailey.
I'm just
I know, right?
saying.
Come back, Eric.
I mean, I totally could have played the other fire genasi, but I've just noticed a pattern that you like elements, so
Mm.
we're with the flow.
Have we guessed the DM's patterns? It's a dangerous game to play.
That is a very dangerous game.
Just saying. We have fought lots of elementals in our quests here lately.
Just remember, I'm here to give you a wide range of experience.
And I am playing a ranger for the first time, so I may be asking for a lot of help.
That's fine. We'll make it up together.
Okay.
So the group is on this trail. I'm going to throw it to you guys. How would you like to proceed?
Around what time of day is it?
The sun is somewhat overhead, so it's probably past midday.
Okay. It smells like a tavern, you said, right? We could smell certain things? Or were those smells of the forest? I can't remember.
Let's make a perception check and see what we can smell.
Okay.
The primary smell is the smell of just natural forest items, soil, grass, pollen. If you're allergic, you're probably not having a great time. But there is a sweet natural smell in the air. You might also get a hint of cooking and baking coming from the house, coming from the whatever that building is in front of you.
Arnon, with his hunched over self, is going to look at the two lovely ladies who are, for some odd reason, just traveling with this old man that looks like a transient. And he's going to point out the building and the smells and suggest that we stop for a meal. We've been traveling all day and we haven't eaten a thing. My protein.
How do you respond?
I mean, well, if you want, we can hang on a second. Can we see how far in front of us can we see this map?
You can basically see all the way to the end of the map, and the path goes on through another set of hills.
Okay. Sorry, my map is malfunctioning. So
basically anything outside of the fog of war you guys are currently able to see.
Okay.
Love how you just said fog of war.
Well, fog of peace can be worse.
That sounds much more like it would have some kind of underhanded tones going on. Evil government plots and shit, religious corruption.
I feel like we're at Durst Manor all over again.
Roll an insight check.
There is sunlight in Barovia for a time.
This is not a domain of dread. Of that much, there is certainty.
Nobody trusts the DM anymore.
You are all very wise.
No thanks.
How would the group like to proceed?
What does the outside of the building look like?
It's a wooden tavern is the best thing you can compare it to. There are windows running alongside it. There are two large windows on either side of the door that the path splits off of.
Okay, so it's not like
it is
a
also
big imposing prison.
It is also 2 stories.
Okay. Elisa is gonna grab Vernon's finger, I guess. She's gonna reach up and just grab his finger and say, well, if you want, we can go see if they have some food.
You took his finger, so with his other, he's gonna point towards the general west direction. That one there.
I can't reach your hand to move it. I'm gonna take the hand that I have. I'm gonna take it and point to the building. I'm sure they've got some food.
Oh yes. Hope for some very, very much delectable baked goods. And then he just like starts gum smacking his lips.
Oh my god! Oh. It's gonna be a long night.
As the gum smacking goes, does the party move towards the building?
Yeah, I'm gonna start tugging.
Yeah.
Come on,
yeah, you'll
Cleo.
probably need to drag him a little bit.
Vernon walks very unsteadily.
So fast! I want to get there, but I want to get there alive. Said the snail to the tortoise.
I have little legs. We're not going that fast.
Well, honestly,
I forgot.
A 3-foot tall gnome and a wobbly old man. Cleo, you got to be a giant.
My stick.
I'm 5'2.5".
You're probably standing taller than both of them. Vernon's probably got a hunch.
I have a quarterstaff, so she can grab my stick and lead me on.
As grabbing one stick does.
Yep. I think it's funny no one in this party is reaching a top shelf.
Wait, what?
No one in this party is reaching the top of any shelves.
Where's Grum when you need him?
I know, we're going to have to call him back up.
All right, the door is wide open if you guys would like to proceed inside.
Let's do it. At least you'll walk in.
Sure. It's so noisy. Oh! He starts covering his ears. They're ruffians. And their rock and roll music.
Boop. All right, you come in. As you enter, there is a group of people sitting off to your left. One is what certainly looks to be a wizard, maybe a fake wizard, sitting down at the chair. There is a copper dragonborn in the corner, and what seems to be either an elf or a half elf, armored, sitting across from what looks to be a really tall goblin. There is some kind of performer on stage. There is a bartender behind a long bar that seems more like a table than a bar. And in the corner, you see an old man and a woman sitting and chatting. There's a dragon head, a purple dragon head specifically, on the back wall next to a set of stairs. And on the other side is a hung or a mounted tiger's head. And as you step in, the wizard jumps up, grabs 2 wands from his side in the style of pistols, spins them around, says, "Fucking A, we haven't had anybody in a while." The wands disappear into doves, which each fly away from his hand and out a window. Then he goes, "Hey, welcome." And he sits back down.
I'm sorry, I'm taking this all in.
The person behind the bar shakes her head and rubs the front with her middle finger and just says, "The Jim Dark Magic experience. Everybody's got to experience it once." And what would the party like to do?
Well, those were pretty birds.
Mm-hmm.
The green-headed man looks over, shakes his head, and says, "Don't encourage him."
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Elisa is gonna go over to the bar and stand back a bit so I can actually see over it. Are you guys serving any food?
Yeah, we got a lot of food. What would you like? And roll a perception check.
Oh, come on, really?
And
An 11.
An 11 is enough to see that all of the shelves are just books. They're all filled bookshelves. There doesn't seem to be an exit to a kitchen visible. There is a smell of some kind of food in the air, though. Vernon, as you... Oh, did somebody plop Vernon at the stage?
I think
I
he
did,
wandered
yeah.
off.
Vernon, are you back alive?
I'm back alive. I never died, did I?
Well, not yet. Give it time.
Did I miss a roll? Did I miss a happening?
Not yet, but give it time. Vernon, you're next. You're next to the stage. Did I pop you? Did I put you there? Who knows?
I put me there.
Okay, so you do have access to maps.
For now, it's really, really slow, but I'm dual wielding right now.
All right. I'm not quite sure what that reference is, and I'm not gonna ask.
I'm using my computer and I'm streaming on my phone.
It's okay. The performer is playing an instrument. She is probably one of the best you've ever heard.
She sounds like my second wife. Truly an angel.
The Dragonborn looks at you and he goes, "Who let the old man in? Hey, old man, don't harass the talent."
Oh,
The fuck kind of harassment was I giving her?
He goes,
Oh, I think when he says that, we're gonna kind of look around. He's still standing. He never sat, but he's gonna look around like, and then back at the Dragonborn and say, "You mean me, Sonny?"
"What did you say?"
He looks at the Dragonborn and says, "You mean me, Sonny? You talking to me? You talking to me?"
Yeah, you. Remember, in the Yum Yum Hut, we treat the performers with respect. She's not your wife. She's not your third wife, your second wife. She's not your first wife.
I totally gave her a compliment that this guy is going above and beyond. I think Vernon would respond with a really angry tirade, and he would like start waving his quarterstaff, his stick at him, just being an angry old man, calling him out,
would I notice
being
this?
senile. What?
Make a perception check.
There it is. That's better. 22.
Yeah, you notice all of the happenings around the room. When you look at those four in the corner, you also see a sigil. They all have an A and an I somewhere on their clothing or their equipment. Which you are welcome to roll a history check if you would like to try to gather information from that.
I would love to before I go gather up our senior. Is that a history check?
Yep.
Ooh. Ooh, big old 9.
You can't quite place it. It's a shame.
Yep. I bet that was something cool.
No, I promise you, it was very nerdy, which I find cool.
So I'm gonna look at the bartender and then back at Vernon. I'm gonna kind of hold up a finger to tell him to just wait a second. Whatever something soft is what we'll have to eat. And then she's gonna go over and she's gonna grab Vernon's quarterstaff and start like tugging him towards the bartender. Come on, we're gonna go have food.
He doesn't stop his angry tirade, but he follows the direction you're pulling him.
I don't know what check is an angry tirade.
Probably performance, right?
You make an angry tirade. You can roll a performance check if you want to see if it's a good tirade.
Okay. If it's a good tirade.
If it's a good tirade.
We're going to find out.
You're not completely incomprehensible. You're somewhat understandable.
Okay, at least I'm not babbling.
Prophetess walks to the bookshelves. She puts her hand in a book and she pulls something through and she sets a bowl down. And it looks like some sort of grits or some kind of oatmeal kind of meal. And she says, please call me Propha.
Propha. It's very nice to meet you.
The pleasure is mine. We don't get many travelers these ways nowadays. Cleo, Propha starts motioning towards you. Come in. You're going to catch a draft. I'm not going to be responsible for anyone's illness. Come have a seat at the bar.
She'll be kind and come sit at the bar.
Now, what's your name?
Cleo.
Cleo, I'm Propha. Would you like
Nice to meet you.
something hard or soft?
Decision's
That's
decision.
a bow
I will take something soft.
She steps over to the bookshelf, reaches in through the spines of the books, pulls out something, and sets something down in front of you. It's mushy at best.
Hey, Propha, do you have vegetables?
She points at your bowl, and as she does, you see vegetables in the bowl. Carrots, celery, maybe little bits of potatoes.
Thanks.
It was there the whole time.
With a 15 perception, do I notice this book?
She's not trying to hide it. She's putting her hand through the book like it's a shelf, like it's a cabinet almost.
I start thinking about stealing that book.
Okay, let me know if you want to. Let me know if you want to try to steal the book.
TPK in the cozy bar. Awesome.
No.
Propha looks at the group and says, if you would like to stay, there are rooms available on the second floor. You need to pay up front. And I'll be honest, there's only, I believe, one room left. So if you intend to, now is probably the time.
I'm going to look right at Vernon.
I look back at Elisa and I just, because I'm the elder. You think I have all of this retirement money saved up, and I'm just your coin purse, right? Ungrateful grandchildren.
Cry. She gets super like watery eyes. No, I just thought you would be tired.
These grandchildren, am I right? Looking at Propha, and I just kind of start jingling the coin purse, and I say, "How much is it for the ring?"
She looks at you and she says, I have wonderful grandchildren, and they've never given me any hassle. So I don't know. It is 1 gold a night. And there is, of course, a charge in the morning if anything is broken.
I look to Elisa and Cleo and ask if they mind sharing a bed for the night.
As you say that, another old man by the fireplace pushes back the chair. You hear the scrape of the wood on the floor, And he puts his cane down and he starts to walk over towards the group. And from where he's at, he says, "Hello, I've heard that you might need additional rooms. I could be of some assistance. We are a group that has a room. We could sleep 2 boys and 3 girls to a room."
When when this old man steps out, Vernon's face is full of whatever this porridgey substance is, and he turns around to see this old man talking, and he kind of like spits the porridge out in shock, and he readies a
Oh, God.
sorceress burst as he shouts, still with a mouthful of food, and then he just holds his cantrip ready to let it go.
Okay, give me 1 second. Do.
Vernon,
And he
no.
just looks around the room wondering why no one else is worried that there's a zombie stepping towards us.
Give me 1 second. Work is calling. I have to figure out
no!
what potentially got broke. Strategize amongst yourself.
The strategy is stop Vernon.
Right. At least it's trying to like jump off
Oh.
the stool and grab his arms.
Right.
Because I can't just reach over and grab it.
Why not? You can. You're right next to me.
I have little arms. I've never played a character this
Oh,
small. I have no frame of reference for this.
you can climb onto the countertop.
I'll just
There you go. I can
put
pick
you in
you
a
up
full
at least
Nelson from
that far.
behind.
I can get you onto the stool, and then you can climb on the countertop.
I just
And
looked
as
at
you climb
our
on the countertop and you're trying to grasp him from the top, I'm trying to grasp him from the bottom. We're both trying to like wrestle him to like not do anything.
the plus side is that I am not strong at all.
I bet you're stronger than me.
So maybe. Yeah, I saw your stats. Shit.
I don't think she's any stronger either. No, I got a -1 for strength.
You're stronger than me.
Way stronger than me. I have a -3.
Yeah,
But that
right
is
in the middle of you two. That's
-3 is
hilarious.
super strong.
Totally.
Oh, we're going golf
We're
rules. Gotcha.
going by Seiko rules here.
Funny.
So I think we've strategized. They're gonna both like climb over the countertop and clam my arms down.
Yeah, Elisa's gonna get on the bar and like stand on the bar to try and grab his arm because she can't reach from next to him without falling off of it probably.
And Cleo's gonna try to grab and like try to help her hold his arms down.
Ladies, make a strength. Vernon, do you fight?
No, I don't fight. I actually question like, but it's a zombie. We must kill it.
Shh. That's so rude.
The old man continues to move over slowly, and he says, "Is he inflicted with some kind of poison?"
He just shrieks as he steps closer.
I I wouldn't call it a poison.
Oh damn.
I could potentially treat him.
I'm just gonna look at Cleo.
I was gonna say, I don't think you can treat old age.
He pulls off his glasses and he pulls out a white cloth from his pocket and he starts rubbing the two together, and he looks at you and he says, "Assuredly, some of us can, but I'll leave you to it." And he slowly starts to move back towards his chair.
That would be the wise
Preacher.
idea.
Get back, zombie.
Propha looks at all three of you and says, "There's not going to be anything untoward here, right? No murder?"
Do you think somebody's going to try and murder us?
She looks at Vernon, half frowns, and says, "It depends what you try."
Oh, no, we'll be good.
We'll behave.
When you say we means three.
We'll keep him in check.
I trust
At
you.
least she's going to put her hands on her hips. Say, don't worry, we got him.
Propha nods.
I'm going to put the gold down for the room.
She takes it up, looks at it for a second, and then puts it underneath the countertop. If you head up, it is the first room on the left that's available. From the sounds of it, ladies, maybe don't let him make the sleeping arrangements. There are 2 beds and 2 chests if a third arrangement needs to be pushed together.
Oh, that would be perfect. You're so smart.
I've been around a minute. Okay, what would the group like to do?
Do we venture to our room?
Sure,
Yeah, let's
before
check out our room.
Vernon tries to kill more zombies.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's burn it upstairs.
Yes.
Josh should probably strap him to the bed or to a chair too, just to be safe.
The group can make their way up the set of stairs, should they desire.
Once we're all done eating, I'll start steering Vernon again.
I badly whisper, "I want that book. That just stuck her hands in."
All right.
I
When you
don't
say whisper, can you make a stealth check for me?
Since I specified badly, should I roll it at disadvantage?
You are welcome to roll it at disadvantage should you choose.
Let's see. Did it roll?
It rolled. You got an 11. Prophet got a 15. She looks at you and she says, "There's an extra charge for stealing. We can put it on your room bill."
Elisa just starts pushing him from behind, like pushing his knees.
As he's getting pushed through, you just hear him kind of like in the Doppler effect, so it fades out. I will.
Prophet says, less alcohol for that one next time.
Full times. We're in high fantasy times. Mental health wasn't really recognized like that.
Well, thank you for dinner.
As you're saying goodbye, the purple-robed wizard starts to spin new wands in the air, starts beating them in front of him like they're drumsticks, and just this magical rhythm starts going through the room. And after he's done, he spins the drumsticks in his hands, goes, "Fuck yeah, company!" And doves just start flying up through his sleeves and out the windows again. And the Verdan in front of him, the goblin person, just starts shaking his head like, this can't be happening.
Elisa claps for the birds again.
Jim Dark Magic turns around, materializes a wand, points at you and goes, thank you very much. And he spins that in his hand, and one of the doves flies towards you and is hovering in front of you, seeing if you'll take it in your hands.
Yes. Can I hold out my hand for it?
Yeah, make an animal handling check.
$18.
It very slowly just lowers itself into your hand. And as it does, a little magical egg starts coming up from the base of your palms, wraps around it, and in a moment, the dove is gone, and one gold piece is sitting in your hand. And Jim says, one night on the house. 2 nights with interest.
But
Cleo, did you see that?
that was awesome.
Would the group like to proceed to the rooms?
Yeah, I'll keep nudging Vernon, but I'm like staring at the gold piece in my hand too.
As you're nudging him, Vernon's just allowing it to happen, but he's talking like he's the one dragging you along. And you just hear him kind of mumble, and every so often you catch words, and like one of them was like, "Your mother was a slut." Where did I go wrong? And of course, here you are in the tavern getting pregnant. Stuff like that.
Old man ramblings that I resolutely ignore.
Or does Vernon have the case of Tourette's?
Vernon has a case. He doesn't even realize y'all are two completely different races.
Species. Species. Okay.
But yeah, I guess we should go up to the room now.
All right.
Cleo kind of helps
What
Elisa carry him.
What order do you guys go up to the rooms in?
I feel like I apparently would be in front since they're pushing me. Or between them, one can push, the other can pull.
Okay.
Come on, Grandpa.
Yeah. Come on, Grandpa.
Don't you sass me, little girl.
I can sass you if I want to.
I'm too high for this.
So what does our room look like?
Well, first, let's get you guys to the top of the stairs.
Come on, Grandpa.
All right, come on.
Here, I'll see if I can drag my character token really quick.
Oh,
we could drag you if you need be.
We lost him.
Whoop. As you get to the top of the stairs, the door on the right side opens, and a little boy's head pops out. He is clutching a some kind of doll in his arms, and he looks at you three and he goes, "Hello! Do you all want to play with me?"
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
And
look at Cleo.
he steps out of the room.
Not this again.
No, I don't want at least to die.
I don't want to be burned alive.
Blasted child yelling in the hallway.
Well, we have to get
Why?
him to bed first. Maybe later.
But my doll is broken. Can you look at it for me? The child slowly
didn't
starts to
mend it.
move. The child slowly starts to move.
Just noticed his name.
Oh, I don't have mending.
Vernon, the child holds out the doll to you. Do you take it?
Look at it first, trying to see where it's broken. I don't want to just risk taking this flea-infested stuffed animal.
You're having trouble getting a look at it the way that he's holding it. Would you like for him to show it to you?
Yeah. Where is it broken, youngster?
Okay, he takes both of his hands and he extends them as far as possible towards you, and he is holding this little marionette doll in your face and says, "It doesn't move anymore."
Vernon is like very much scared of this thing. And he kind of like hides behind Cleo, like,
Does it look like the carionette?
It looks just like the marionette, except it does not have a unicycle.
All right. Can I roll an insight on the creepy doll?
How can I say no to an insight on a creepy doll roll? Those are the things this game are made of.
21.
It is a creepy doll. What do you want to know?
Like, is there anything weird about it other than how it looks? Does it look like hand stitched together? Does it look like it's bleeding from its eyeballs? Anything weird?
It does look like it's had better days. It might be in the vein of old family heirloom. As you start looking at it, Thor notices and shifts it to you and says, "Can you fix my dolly?"
I really wish I'd taken mending now. Damn it.
I don't have anything.
A second, slightly older child comes out of the room.
Great.
Hello.
Hi there.
Are you here on vacation too?
Sort of. We're traveling.
Oh. I didn't know you could travel. That sounds fun.
What the fuck?
This is so bizarre. I love it.
I want to roll insight on that phrase really quick.
On what phrase?
That was weird. On him saying, "I didn't know you could travel."
That was Rose. She's a little girl.
Or okay, her.
Sure.
21.
It is a weird turn of phrase.
Is there some kind of connotation behind it?
I would say she seemed sincere when she said it. It is kind of
Lord.
cryptic.
Are we pets?
Okay.
Are we gerbils roaming a little farm?
One more head pops out. It is an older man, and he says, "Will you two leave these people alone?" Get back in the room. And Rose comes over, grabs Thorn, who is very reluctant to pull back the Carionette doll from your faces. He says one more time, please fix my doll. Please fix my doll. No one ever can fix my doll.
If I think of a way to, I will.
Okay. Knock.
Later.
If we're not in our room, we're in our uncle's rooms.
Okay.
Thank you. And with that, he will retreat with the promise that you'll come and fix his doll if possible.
Why do I feel like I just signed a pact with the devil?
Would you like to proceed to your room?
Yes.
Okay. Your room is this room right here. And
Kind of
that
across the hall from the creepy kids.
that room has a nice window view. It looks out to the hillside, which is covered in trees. It's very idyllic.
How big are the chests on either side of the room here?
Good little personal size chest. You could probably fit a couple of days worth of clothes in there, a couple of items. They are lockable, and the locks are in the keyhole.
Okay. Well, I can totally just sleep on the chest. That way we don't have to worry about beds.
Okay.
Elisa's going to go in there and start trying to drag the chests together.
For the purposes of the map, we can't change it. But for the purposes of our story, would you prefer they be these here or these here?
On the right side of the map.
The map. Have you seen the map?
On this side.
If I can get the thingamadoohickey to work. There we go. All right, you have one chest. Well, two chests pushed together, but for our purposes, that's a single chest.
I love it.
Okay, would the party like to take a long rest?
Never. Because nothing ever happens when we rest.
That honestly, truer statement. Truer statement.
I think actually that would be a moment of paranoia for Vernon, and he would probably lay a trap in the path of the door.
Okay, what kind of trap are you laying down?
He would lay down some caltrops, something simple.
Okay. I'm good with that. There are now caltrops in the door.
I'll tell the girls to watch your step going in and out. Because it doesn't seem to be there's a restroom in the room. So I feel like if anyone needs to use the bathroom in the middle of the night, they'd have to go out. So I'm giving them fair warning while we're all still awake.
Good thing I can fly.
Oh yeah, fucking air genasi.
I'm just gonna put my bedroll on top of the chests and start making a pallet to lay on.
Okay, yeah, you make yourself a fantastic little bed. I don't know if two chests are comfortable, but we will make it so.
She doesn't need much.
Okay. Does the group just nod off to sleep?
Cool. Sure.
Okay.
I'll say sure.
Go ahead and take a benefit from a long rest for this campaign where we haven't done anything yet.
Yay! A long rest.
Congratulations. You all
Hey, I
wake.
start with heroic inspiration.
Yeah, hey, heroic inspiration is not bad.
Nope.
Okay, you all have a long, restful sleep, and you wake up. Nothing happened. See?
For what?
See? See? It's possible. Tobin / Shrampton may not believe it, but it's possible.
You're gonna be riding this one forever.
No, nothing happened that we know of. Okay.
Okay.
He didn't finish.
The group wakes up. What would the group like to do?
Brennan wants to pick up the caltrops because he didn't forget that, and then he wants to go to the restroom.
Okay, there doesn't seem to be a restroom inside. There is that pond outside.
Oh, I'll start climbing through the window.
You're on the second story, just so you know.
Oh,
It's about 10 feet. It's about 10 feet up. Let that stop you or not stop you as you will.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's do. What should I roll to see if I'm aware enough to like care? Would that be something con based
To
or
see
intelligence?
to see if you are smart enough not to jump out a window.
Yeah, I just woke up. My brain might not be fully wired up yet. You know, I haven't had coffee.
I would say this certainly falls under wisdom. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, well, Elisa is yelling at you in Gnomish and pulling on the back of your robe as you do this. So do with that information what you will.
Cleo's gonna kind of come over and help her pull you and tell you I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Okay, I'll listen to the granddaughters then, and I'll just kind of come back in and open the door and look for a restroom inside.
As you open the door, the other door across from you opens, and Thorn holds out the carrionet again and says, "Can you fix it yet?"
I have a DM
I don't have
question.
access to the map right now, so I'll need help moving my token for the time being.
Oh, you're fine. You have a little boy holding a creepy doll across a hall from you.
Right. So I think what I'll do is I'll kind of crouch down a little bit lower than I already am, and I'll say,
He doesn't understand a thing you just did, but he'll walk out to you holding the doll.
I take the doll and I just kind of like hold it up and say, "Where's the bathroom?"
Thorn points down the stairs and says, "You're not going to wipe your butt with my doll."
I just look at him like, "The fuck is wrong with you, little boy?" And then I try my best, and I cast prestidigitation on it, hoping that I can use like some combination of effects to fix it whatever way would work. And I start walking down the hall he pointed towards to go to the bathroom.
He's pointing out towards the exit in essence. Do you
Towards the exit.
Do you take the doll with you, or do you just press to digitation it and then?
Yeah, no, I press to digitize and then give a light toss and then just start walking out without even checking it.
The child.
I'm like using my walking stick to
The
hold me up
child
and shit. I'm trying to
screams
hurry.
and disappears. And the carionette
He
doll.
screams.
He screams, runs away. He screams, runs away into another room, and vanishes from your sight. Not poof into the air.
What did I do? What did I do?
You're welcome to continue on down the restroom.
Oh yeah, I'm totally doing like the old man shuffle, trying to quickly but safely work my way to my destination in time.
All right, ladies, do you follow
Matter
the
of
old
fact,
man?
I'm gonna roll a con save, see if I make it.
Oh no, this is
crap.
not cool.
What did it roll? I couldn't see it.
You haven't rolled anything yet.
I see a
No.
21.
That's
Oh, no, that's an
that's his
insight.
last insight check.
I can't read. I'm sorry.
I see it in the process of rolling. It's still rolling according to this. It's giving you time,
and my computer crashed. So
it's giving you time to move across, which I'm slowly doing for you. You are slowly
Okay.
moving across this
appreciate
floor.
I'm.
Do you two follow along with the old man?
I look at Cleo. One of us should go with him, right?
Probably.
Okay.
paper scissors.
Vernon, out of curiosity, from both lack of knowledge of the map and old age, when you get outside, do you go left or right?
Straight.
You go straight up the hillside.
I go straight across the path and then just go right into those bushes that line it. Like I don't even try to find cover.
Okay. Elisa, from your vantage point, you see him just head towards.
No, I don't go that far.
About yay far?
Like right where your mouse cursor is, that's where I'm talking. Those bushes.
Elisa, he's defecating in the road.
Yeah, there we go.
Great.
I'm gonna walk to the bar and see what's for breakfast. Climb up on my little stool here and not draw attention to that.
Omen starts to walk over, and he taps one of you or both of you on the shoulder and say, "Hey, are you with him? We don't do that here."
Don't stop me.
I mean, 1, chamber pots. 2, pond. 3, not road. Out of all the options, road is not on the list. And if I can show you, he reaches into his armor and pulls out a scroll, and he scrolls it down and it unfurls and does just a little bit of a curl at the end, and he points to a very specific clause, and it literally says, "No defecating in the road."
Damn.
And he goes, when you purchased the room last night, you agreed to this.
Our bad. We didn't know. When you
did,
gotta go, you gotta go.
You didn't know that you don't defecate at the spot where the walking road and the in-road meet?
I mean, not specifically.
Is this something you do often?
Not us.
Oh no.
Well,
I mean, I go in the woods.
Well, it ain't gonna fly. If he stays, he's got to stop that.
Yes, sir.
Propha, buy these two something on me. That one, I think he might forget to come back inside, honestly. And he walks
It's
away.
like, you know where my head is at.
And Propha reaches into the bookshelf and pulls out two bowls, which that's not the impressive part. If you've ever seen a waiter or a waitress have like multiple plates on their hands and arms, she kind of has that perfectly balanced, and she just very skillfully sets them down in front of both of you in one motion.
Nice.
I'm gonna check and make sure Vernon is at least still where we left him.
Without use of his token, he might never leave.
I was actually gonna say, if anybody pays enough attention, Vernon would probably be having those early morning struggles that some elderly face.
You are so extra tonight. Oh my gosh.
Cleo and Elisa, why don't each of you roll a perception check for me?
Oh God, here it comes.
Vernon, you just defecate in the road.
Oh my gosh, what is with my rolls tonight? 12. I'm changing my dice.
Cleo
17.
with a 17. Everything seems as you left it when you went off to bed. Like everybody's literally in the same seats. Like nobody moved.
That's kind of creepy.
And Brahma Luthier is still playing quite a wonderful song on the stage. Okay, you have a porridge-like substance in front of you guys. Oh, and Elisa, you wanted to go check on Vernon.
Yes, please.
All right, you can go check on him. He seems to have fallen backwards into his poo.
Gross.
Oh,
Old man struggles.
I was talking about struggling to pee, but you took it a step further, my brother.
Be careful
Cannon.
if I ask for a dexterity saving throw while you're peeing.
Here we go. Here we go with another crash.
Can I venture out here a little bit? My map is so weird. Maybe into the woods and see if I can find anything that I might recognize to help him clean up and smell better before I take him back inside.
How far off into the woods do you go?
Let's start with like 20 feet.
All right, so when you say in, you mean past the 20 feet past the tree line, right?
No, are these trees?
These are not trees. This is just like a little field. This is the
I
tree
understand.
line.
Okay. Yeah, then I want to go far enough in that I'm actually like in the forest where it just starts to get thick,
All
and
right.
see if I can find something
Give
usable.
me a second. Give me a
Sure.
second. Do 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 do
And just
do.
FYI, I did roll 13 on that deck save.
I'll be kind and not make you fall backwards, pissing yourself.
Hey, I think you have prestidigitation as well, Elisa.
I do not.
Oh, you do not. I have it. So,
all right, Elisa, could you do me a favor?
Yes.
Could you scroll to the far right side of the map? You come out of the woods, you see the back of a building, you see a pond.
Okay, got it. Oh. I'm gonna retrace my steps.
Okay,
Do I
that's very
so
easy
do I
to
feel
do.
like I'm heading east?
Make a survival check.
Oh no, my character sheet. Oh, there it is. Okay. Come on, give me a good one. Okay, 21.
So you're retracing the steps that you were taking. That feels like east.
Okay. Since I have a good sense of direction, can I roll an insight to try and rationalize what's going on?
An insight to rationalize? Sure.
Yeah. Or can I roll to try and figure out what's going on, whatever that looks like?
You can do whatever you want to do, and you tell me what you want to roll, and I'll tell you what information that roll provides.
Okay, so let's stick with insight. I couldn't change my dice. I failed. I got a natural one.
The woods seem disorienting. It's very easy to rationalize it as that.
Okay.
If you choose.
Okay, yeah. So with the one, I just kind of chalk it up to getting turned around, which is really weird, but okay. Um. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to Vernon. And okay, we have to get you cleaned up now because you really can't use the bathroom right here, and we have breakfast ready.
He snaps his finger and says, "Presto, cleano," and he smells fantastic. He smells good. Any dirt or piss stains or shit stains are now gone, and it's like it's weird. He's wearing the most transient appearing clothing, and yet at the same time, it's like impeccably clean and untattered. It doesn't make sense.
Okay. Do you go back into the tavern?
I go where she takes me.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull you back. Come on, let's go have some breakfast.
As you go in, Omen stands up. Prophet shakes her head towards him and looks at you three and says, "Maybe it's best if you three head down the road. We'll waive the fee for the damages, and we call it even."
I ask what the fee is as I start to eat whatever breakfast has been served.
She has not served you specifically breakfast.
Oh,
She's put
never
2
mind.
bowls down in front of her, in front of your comrades.
I still ask though.
She says, I understand you're hungry, but maybe it's not, maybe this isn't the right establishment for you."
Rude.
Can can we take this to go maybe?
You see a little boy appear at the top of the stairs.
Oh Lord.
Thorin points his hand and says, "He broke it!"
That little bastard.
And you hear the sound of 2 sets of heavy footfalls as 2 figures appear on top of the steps. And they ask Thorn, "Which one broke the doll?" And she points to Vernon and she says, "That one." Propha looks at you guys and says, "I think it's probably time you head on out if you get my drift." What does the party
I
do?
look. Oh, Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, what does a party do?
Either y'all got anything?
We should probably head out.
I was gonna try to talk them down, but I can leave too.
Prof is like, she's hinting very heavily at the door, like, yeah, shaking her head and going,
Mm-hmm. I kind of get the sense that we should leave.
I only wanted to help. He bum rushes me day and night. I'm trying to take a piss. He's asking me to fix his toy. I do my best, and now you want to come and beat on an old craggedy man.
The dragonborn in the corner takes his big hand, slams it on the table, and goes, "Oh yeah, big man pissing and shitting in the streets. Ooh, we should feel sorry for him. Get out of here."
Yeah, I feel sorry for the old man. Wait. And then I just turn and look at him, realizing it was a jest at me.
What would the party like to do?
I think we should leave.
That's up to
As
you
we
guys.
leave, I yell out to the entire establishment, you all should read up on your mental health issues.
All right. And
Being old is not a crime.
does the party hightail it?
Yes.
With big air quotes, Vernon hightails it with the party.
Okay.
More like Vernon hobbles with the party.
The weak knees are cracking and creaking as he takes each step.
The party manages to get away, and some time passes. Lower left-hand corner again, if you would. And they come through to a different passage. There is a pond on the right. There are hills, wooded hills around you left and right, a path that goes onward, and a tavern slightly ahead and off to the right.
How long has it been between leaving out there and being here now?
Roll an insight check.
Let's see.
Not
24.
Doesn't seem long enough to justify the change in time. Just the steps down a passage.
Wait, what?
Just the steps down the passage. That's all you guys have taken.
Just steps down the passage, but you said it doesn't seem long enough to justify.
Yeah, that seems like the daylight overhead has kind of drastically shifted in those few steps.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Girls, does it seem like the day has zoomed on by?
I mean, we have been walking for a little bit.
Right, but it was only midday, just a few minutes ago. And it seems now like the dawn approaches.
Well, you know what they say. When you're having fun, time flies.
All right, what path would the party like to take?
Oh God. Does it even matter? Going for a loop.
I promise every decision matters. That's one of the few promises I can make. Every decision matters, but not necessarily how you think it will.
At least we escaped what was gonna be Durst Manor.
I swear to God, I was thinking, like, bro, these are some of the characters from Durst Manor, aren't they? Fucking Vampire Child and Gustav ass.
Rose and Thorn were not vampire children. They were deceased children of the family that was a death cult. To be specific.
Oh, big difference. Yeah.
Then the children themselves were not evil. They were victims.
I felt like
Well,
if you
no,
fought off those
I turned him into a victim. I broke his toy.
You did break his toy, and he was very
I
sad.
set him on his path.
Sad enough to go get Uncle Strahd and Uncle Rahadin.
Well, sorry guys. Roll new characters.
at least we escaped without having to go through the slashy doorways.
That is true. You escaped without the slashy doorways. Would you all like to head down the road or some other direction?
I'm gonna follow the party.
I say we go down the road. There looks to be a building.
Down the road.
Down the road.
Okay. Vernon, am I dragging you?
Yes, please. I can't pull up the map at all. I can barely hold
Okay.
my character sheet up here.
All right. Elisa and Cleo, do you go towards the building?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. You get to the crosswalk. Okay. What order do people go in?
I'd probably be last, but I would like to roll perception really quick to see if there's anything else aside from what you already told us.
Yeah, roll perception. And while
Like as we're moving along the road, I would just keep it.
while you do that, Elise, you are free to step inside. Vernon, 19, you do not find anything new, but the smells in the air are still kind of sweet, if not starting to become
Almost.
slightly more nocturnal. Elisa, do you go in?
Yes.
All right. As you walk in, there is a group of people to your left. One is clearly a wizard. He's long, flowing, purple garment. There is a elf or a half elf sitting next to him. A green goblinoid Verdan sitting there as well, and a wood elf sitting in the corner seat. As you step in, Jim Dark Magic jumps up, grabs his wands, twists them around, sparks fly out, and he goes, "Woo, fuck yeah, visitors!" Slams them together, and a fountain of sparks fly out from his hand until he releases them. And as he does, he unclenches his fists, and two doves fly out of his hand and head out of the open windows. Propha shakes her head, rubs her temple, rubs her head with her middle finger, and just goes, "Ugh, the Jim Dark Magic experience." There is a performer on stage, and in the corner, there seem to be four figures that one would have a hard time justify them sitting at a table together. But nonetheless, there they are.
Vernon would approach the performer on the stage in between the tables like the first time and say the same thing. "Oh, it reminds me of my second wife, the voice of an angel."
As you do that, the wood elf in the corner stands up. She grabs a blade, which is shaped like a green emerald leaf scimitar, and she goes, "Hey, buddy, she's my wife." And she sits back down.
I look her directly in her eyes with the utmost sincerity when I say, "You are one lucky sumbitch. And I just start applauding the performer.
Brahma starts to blush a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll go when that whole thing is settled. I'll go join Elisa. Blah,
Yeah,
and
see, you're
Cleo
having a
at the bar.
problem too. Ha
Ha!
ha!
I'm all kinds of stupid tonight. Okay.
Propha steps up to all three of you and goes, "We don't get many travelers on this road. Welcome. Do you need a room?"
Yeah. Do you have any rooms available?
We do. That group in the corner is all sharing a single room, but we have 3 other rooms that are available. It's 1 gold per room, but there are additional fees if there is any damages.
Define damages.
As you say that, Omen starts to walk over from his seat, and he reaches into his armor, pulls out a scroll and unscrolls it, and says, "This is the contract you're signing. It's very specific on what can and cannot be done. If you have any questions, you just consult the scroll, and it will tell you if you can or can't do it."
That's very helpful. Thank you.
He will leave it on the counter and say, "And thank you for staying with Acquisitions Incorporated." And he steps away.
Oh God.
I'm
I
gonna look
see
at Cleo.
you.
Hmm.
Okay, what would the party like to do?
I feel like, guys, I'm getting a sense of deja vu.
Propha looks at you as you say that, and she goes, "A lot of people get that here. I'm Propha, by the way.
I'm Cleo.
Cleo, it's nice to meet you.
I'm Elisa.
Elisa, is this your grandfather?"
Yes.
It's very kind of you.
Why I never? I'll have you know I'm only 23 years old, young lady. And then he just kind of like exhales and just becomes silent, almost like a robot losing power. His power's down.
Does he need something to eat? Is his sugar low?
Maybe, but he'll be. I mean, he'll perk back up in like 10 minutes.
I understand. I went through a similar phase with my parents.
This one's a wild one.
Mad shit over there.
Um, what's your specialty here? What's your specialty on the menu?
We really have whatever anybody could want here.
Do you have quail?
Cooked, right?
Yes.
Okay, you would think that would be a given, but some of the people that come through here will eat live quail.
No, I think I'd like mine cook if that's okay.
Okay. And she steps away from you, puts her hand through a bookcase, through the spine of a book, pulls out a plate with a magnificently cooked quail on it, and sets it down in front of you. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. For the others?
Vernon, after a little delay, would just start gum smacking again, very dryly.
What?
Does he need something sweet?
Something mild to drink, please.
Mild, non-alcoholic.
Yes.
Yes.
She goes back to the bookshelf, hand in, hand out, sets down something in front of Vernon and says, "Sip, sweetheart, sip."
Just like a drone, he starts sipping, kind of wiggling his tongue around a couple of times to like get the straw in his mouth and just starts slurping really loudly.
Prophetess looks at you, Cleo, and says, "We don't get many tieflings around here."
Tieflings? Who are you calling a tiefling?
Aren't you a tiefling?
No.
She looks at you very intently for a second, then she pulls back. Maybe in another life.
Okay.
Okay. I did
All
tell
right.
y'all this felt a little familiar.
I see you, dude. I see you over there.
Propha looks at you, Vernon, and shakes her head. Always the same. Always that one. I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. She points at you, Elisa.
I'm Elisa.
You're welcome to stay here. Would you like to sleep for the night?
I kind of look around. Yeah. I think it'd be really good for us to get some rest.
Okay, that will be 1 gold piece.
I'll put a gold piece down.
And as you do, the wizard in the corner materializes 2 wands, starts playing them like drumsticks. You can hear the beats in the air. After a moment, he hits what's something akin to a hi-hat. His hands spin the drumstick wands. They vanish in a flash, and doves start flying out his hands and go out the windows, and he goes, "Fuck yeah, company!" and sits back down.
I'm gonna shoot Cleo a look. I'm going to go over to this other table, and if they're not like gonna give me some side eye, I'm gonna walk up to the table and introduce myself.
Pip looks at you and goes, "Have we met? You seem very familiar."
No, I don't think so. We're new in the area.
"Oh, it's my pleasure to meet you. I'm Pip Stonehill." And he holds out his hand.
Hi, I'm Alicia Quiethold.
Oh, not too quiet, I hope.
Almost never.
I would bet on that. Are you from the area?
Oh no.
Elisa, make a perception check.
18.
You see out of the corner of your eye that tagger's head is moving. And as you focus on it, you start hearing words it's saying. And it says, "It's bullshit. I don't want to be on this wall anymore. Let me down. I want to go away. Take me with you."
Do the people at the table here seem like they hear it?
Balthus the turtle looks at it and shakes his head and goes, "He always yammers on. He never shuts up. Ugh. I don't want to be pinned to the wall. I don't want to be a skin rug. Take me with you. Honestly, he never shuts up. But I really don't want to be on the wall. Ugh. Should have put the dragon over here. At least he's somewhat smarter when he talks."
Do you guys ever go sit by the dragon?
This is our spot.
Oh, okay. I have a spot in a tree sometimes that I like, so I understand.
It's the same thing. Will you take me with you, young lady?
I'm gonna go over to it. And how high off? Like, can I look it in the face, or am I just like 3 feet below it?
Normally, I would say it's not high, but you're very short. It's about 7 feet from the ground. It's closer to the ceiling than not.
All right, I'm gonna go stand under it and look straight up. Well, how long have you been here?
It feels like an eternity. Will you take me down?
Oh, I would, but I can't reach.
There's a chair right behind you.
I know. I'm gonna go see if my tall friends can help.
Don't leave me.
I got little legs.
I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
And I'm going to
The
trot back
wall
over
furniture.
and climb back on my stool. And I'm going to grab Cleo's shoulder and pull her in really close. And I'm going to whisper and say, I don't think these people can sit anywhere else. And the tiger and the dragon can both talk.
How
So-
absurd.
Prafa looks at you and says, "No, getting them to stop talking, that's the absurd part. Impossible."
Vernon doesn't like. He's not pretending, but he's just chiming in as if he's completely followed along the whole time. And he says, give me a couple of minutes with them. I'll shut them up for good. And then he sips whatever he's sipping before again.
Okay, it
But
is
he seems
it is
very
an
calm and
herbal
cool
tea.
right now.
It's an herbal tea with a decent amount of sweetener.
See, that's perfect because he. I was just saying he seems much more calm and aloof right now.
Would you guys like to go talk with the tiger's head?
I'm going to grab Cleo by the back of her. I'm going to slide off my stool. And I'm going to grab Cleo by the back of her shirt. And I'm going to start tugging her towards the dragon's head.
Cleo, do you go?
Sure.
And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to walk up to it, right under it. And I'm going to go, Hi, I'm Lisa. Do you have a name?
It doesn't say anything.
Oh, great. Now I do look crazy.
We crossed that bridge a long
really
time
quickly,
ago. Really quickly.
when they walk towards the dragon's head, I just walk to the tiger head
Okay.
calmly.
Let's do the dragon head first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Make a perception roll, Cleo and Elisa.
Oh my gosh. 10.
Cleo, you look into its mouth, which is currently open. It looks like there's a little bundle at the far end of its throat.
Hmm.
That's it. What do you do with that information?
Well, it looks like someone tried to quiet this one.
I swear, they said it talked. And I point over to Pip's group.
As you point over to Pip's group, you see Vernon standing by the tagger's head, and you hear the tagger head start when Vernon gets there. I'm old. I don't belong on a wall. Trade me places.
So before it could even say all of that, as soon as it starts talking, I take a sip of my tea and then I bop it on the nose with my staff.
Make an attack roll.
It's not to deal like serious damage, but I will still gladly do so. And it is a +0, so. Did it go through?
Nope.
Nope.
If it doesn't roll, if you have physical dice, roll those and let me know.
I would have to go get my physical dice. Give me 1 minute, please.
All right. Well, he gets those. Cleo, would you do anything else with this dragon's head? If at least Cleo, Elisa, I don't know. Cleo, would you point out to Elisa that there's something in its throat?
Yes, I would tell her it looks like someone tried to quiet this one because I see a bundle of something in the back of his throat.
A bundle of something.
Mm-hmm. Should we get it out?
Do you think it's against the rules?
Maybe we should ask the prophetess.
Yeah, let's go ask Prophet.
All right. As you say that, Prophet walks up. Yes?
May we remove something from the dragon head?
What's in the dragon head?
A bundle of something.
Oh, you sweet summer child. No. He likes to play tricks on people, and when they reach in to remove the bundle, he pretends to bite off your head or your hand. It's not a fun game. It's not a fun game. And as she says that, the dragon head's tongue just comes unfurling out and goes, but they were going to do it. They were going to do it. They were going to stick their hand way down in and snap. It was going to be gone. It was going to be fun. Now they're going to have a good time. Snap. Like that. Snap. Here, one of you throw them. What? Put your hand in my mouth and I'll show them what we were going to do. Ah. And the tongue goes out way longer than it should. Go ahead and do it. Which one of you wants to put your hand in my mouth?
I'm gonna look at Prophet. Does he really bite you, or is it just for fun?
Are you really considering putting your hand in its mouth?
Well, I mean, no.
Yes.
She picks up the scroll of rules and extends it out towards you. You're welcome to inquire. And Vernon, if you're back, feel free to roll that attack roll.
That's a 4, man.
Do me a favor, roll damage.
D6. That's nothing.
How much?
I rolled a 2, and I have a -2 modifier.
So you hit harmlessly against the wall behind it, and as you slam your quarterstaff against the wall, Elisa or Cleo, do you take the scroll?
I will if Cleo doesn't.
All right.
Can.
When you start unscrolling it, you see that it's blank.
It's the Dragon Warrior scroll. It's just reflective.
What do you do?
Okay, maybe I'm gonna show Cleo the scroll. Maybe we should just leave it alone.
I have a feeling there's something magical about that scrolly thingy.
You're welcome to roll an Arcana check.
Okay.
It's hard to say with a 12. It's not a bad guess, but it would almost be a guess.
Can I roll an insight check to see if I can see what's on the scroll?
You can roll an insight check, but I already think that your insight tells you there's something magical about the scroll.
Did you say that out loud, Cleo? About it
Kinda.
being magical? Okay.
I think it's magical because she wouldn't have handed us a scroll with nothing on it.
With that prompting, can I roll an Arcana check?
Yeah.
Better. 17.
There is something magical about the scroll.
Yay!
Yay! Teamwork makes the dream work.
Oh, I love seeing my grandchildren getting along.
I'm gonna look at Propha, and I'm gonna kind of hold up the scroll. Propha, I can't read this. What section do I need to be looking at?
Has no one taught you your letters?
Not all of them yet.
No.
It's simple. You hold the scroll in your hand, and you ask if something is allowed or not, and the scroll will answer you. That's how it works.
Oh, well, I can talk.
But it doesn't talk back. You have to read the response.
Well, let's see how many letters it uses. I bet I could figure it out.
If you can't, I'll help you.
What do you ask it?
Are we allowed to take the decorations home?
Do you have 25 silver pieces on you?
I do.
Subtract 25 silver pieces in commission that it takes, and you start seeing a magical script appear that says you are not permitted to take the decorations home. And as that happens, Vernon, the tagger above you, goes, "Omen! Omen! He tried to hit me! Omen! Omen!" And Omen goes, "God damn it!" And he stands up in a hurry and starts walking over to the group.
Omen.
Hey,
I
Old
rolled
man?
an 11 on that on another attack roll. Does that strike the tiger? A
Yeah,
pop on the nose.
11's enough to hit a mounted
Yeah.
tiger head.
Okay.
Roll
That's
damage.
gonna deal 1 damage.
Is that after your subtraction?
Yes.
Omen, he bops me on my nose. Omen, make him go away.
Shut up. He just keeps saying, "Shut up, or I'll give you another one," waving the stick in front of its face.
Omen looks at you and he says, "Hey, I don't come to your house and hit your walls and your decorations.
I don't have walls or decoration.
I
I
know.
don't have a house.
And you're not going to stay here tonight, bud.
Again.
I think that you three need to mosey on down the road. This ain't going to cut it. One of you's trying to destroy the walls and the tagger, and the other is trying to play with the mindless dragon. Now that his tongue's out, he's not going to shut up for the rest of the night. I'm going to have to listen to him and about how he wants somebody to stick any appendage in his mouth, which, by the way, no one has ever been dumb enough to do until maybe 10 seconds from now. So maybe...
Vernon,
No, what does Vernon do?
Vernon turns to Omen and just says, You're doing a lot of griping about the thing that I was trying to help you with." And he kind of like does the Will Smith meme where he's like got both arms like towards the tiger. And he's like, "I was trying to get it to be quiet, and you're gonna kick us out because I was trying to be helpful. See, this is why old people do not appreciate or even like the younger generations." And he starts waving his staff as he says this again. "It's not fair, and ageism is a real thing." And he starts addressing the rest of the tavern as he says that.
Omen looks at you and says, "I think it's time for you three to go before you destroy anything of value. Please leave the scroll."
"Ageism is a real thing," he shouts again.
"Please leave the scroll on the counter. Take the old man and head on down the road."
"I'm sorry, children."
Omen stands very stiff, pointing his hand toward the door.
Well, we know who the real old man is.
What does the party do?
I snap my fingers and say presto changeo, and I make a bright red ball appear on his nose. And then I give it a squeeze and it honks.
As you do that, please make a... Give me a second. Let me figure... Please make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, dear Lord. That's going to be 17.
Which is enough. You feel your joints kind of stiffen for a second, and then you somehow manage to shake them off. And he goes, "Time to go."
Oh,
Get
Pop,
you,
Pop,
boys.
let's go.
I will leave, but I understand. I felt you trying something. You can't rap like
Trust me, go or it's going to get worse.
And I grab his cloak. Okay, Pop, Pop, it's time to go.
Does the group leave?
We'll leave.
Okay.
On the
As
way out, I turn to Elisa and Cleo, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, children. I just don't understand the people in this country. You know, they just really don't like older people, and I'm starting to feel a little
as on the way out, Walnut stands up and says, "Tell Grandmother Knight I said hello."
Who? Wait, Walnut stands up and says, "Tell Mother Midnight I said hello."
Tell Grandmother Knight I said hello.
Right.
As you're walking out the door, she waves.
Can I roll to see if that name rings any bells in my old man brain?
Roll a history check.
Roll higher than I did.
Right?
No, a 9 won't get you anything.
Bit. I'm surprised it went through.
Does the party continue on down the road?
How long does it feel like it's been since we walked into the tavern the first time?
Since you walked into this specific tavern?
The first one.
You slept in the first. You slept in the first one.
Right, but are we
Remember
like
when we were
tired
leaving,
again?
though, I did tell y'all that it was only a few steps between being like the day of and getting to the new place and it being basically dawn.
You are
Time
unlikely.
seems to like
You are unlikely to have become tired from the walk between the two inns.
Okay.
Does the party continue on the path?
Mhm.
All right, the party continues on. They walk down to the next area. Bottom left of your screen, please. The path opens up. There is a pond on your right. You are in a slightly hilly wooded area. In front of you, off slightly to the right, is a building. What would you like to do?
Well, guys, I think we should just go inside and try to behave ourselves and figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Does the party proceed?
I think I'm going to roll a intelligence check really quick to determine whether I follow along or I do my own thing. And with a 15, I'm just going to follow along.
All right.
Mhm.
What path does the party take?
Can I go look in the pond first?
Yeah, of course. As you get that way, you see that there are. Make a perception check. Let's see how much you see.
I'm going to follow along. So I will also roll perception.
All right, then I will move Vernon's token to the edge of the water, and maybe
That'll be
more.
22.
Okay. What you see, the woods stretch on back. The two-story building in front of you seems somewhat familiar. The first pond seems quite mundane. Fish swim in the dark light. The back pond has a bit of a sparkle to it.
Ooh.
Whoa. Does it seem like a natural, light shining off the mist sparkle?
In a world filled with magic, what's the qualifying difference between natural and unnatural?
Fair enough. Can I walk around to the second one and
Yeah,
do, I don't know, can I do an Arcana check on it?
of course.
Oh my gosh. A 10.
It's pretty.
You've got to be kidding me with these rolls tonight.
It's a very pretty pond.
Do you want me to join you?
This pond is really pretty. You should come have a look.
I'll help her on that Arcana check. Do you want to roll it or me?
Oh, you might as well.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
9, 13.
It's pretty.
Pretty.
It's pretty. How close to the edge do you stand?
I stand roughly in the middle between the ponds.
Okay. Safe enough not to fall in, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Cleo,
But I
would
don't
you,
know. I should probably do a deck save, huh?
it depends. If you're standing, if you are standing far enough from the edge, I think you're fine. Cleo, what would you like to do with the water?
I will help him out with the Arcana check.
All right, roll an Arcana check.
You got the way.
There seems something Faye touched about the pond.
Oh, I think I'm. Hmm.
I think I'm Faye.
I don't know if Genasi are Fae creatures.
Genasi, I'm not. I think they are elemental, and they speak primordial. So I don't think they are classified as Fae.
No,
I believe they're more elemental.
I am Fey touched. I couldn't remember. Anyway.
this pond also seems somewhat Fae touched.
Well, do you guys want to go inside?
You know, I'm not sure. I'm going history to see if I can remember that the first place actually said that the pond is their toilet. Natural 20, so a 22.
A 22 to remember if a pond is a toilet.
Yeah.
You
Lots
could.
of deja vu. Maybe this one will be 2.
You are welcome to recollect that people use ponds as toilets.
So I'll bring that up to her attention and say maybe we should confirm first whether this is a bathing or a pissing pond.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, who was that saying that shit?
How would the party like to proceed?
I assume that we noticed that big building to the north of us.
Well, it's not missable. So actually, for the purposes of the map, this is the second floor that I just can't map-wise fit on that. So this is actually a field behind this, if that makes sense.
I understand.
Okay.
Okay.
It's kind of like it's an overhead thing, but it's open.
Yeah, above you is just a blank open field. The parts on the map are the second story of the building.
All right, gotcha. Yeah, so I'll point to the building and be like, maybe we should see if people in there know about these ponds.
All right, does the group proceed to the building?
Why not?
I may be old, but I can come up with a good idea every now and then.
All right. If everybody would move to the head of the building. All right, does the group go in?
It's just wide open again.
The door is wide open. And moving all the wrong people. The group goes in, and as they do, there is a group of people off to the left. One is clearly a wizard dressed in flowing purple robes. And as you step in, Elisa, he pulls out 2 magic wands like pistols, twirls them around, he slams them together, sparks fly out. Each individual spark turns into a dove, and what seems like dozens of doves start to fly out the door. And he looks at you, and he gives you pistol finger, crossbow fingers, and he winks and goes, "Jim Dark Magic. Pleased to make your acquaintance." The woman
Did he
behind
just
the woman behind the counter shakes her head and rubs her temple with her middle finger.
did he just greet us with the Bully Maguire finger guns?
What would you like to do? Elisa, you're a gnome, correct?
Yes.
Okay. The woman in the corner is a halfling. The person next to her seems to be an elf or a half elf, and the one closest to you is a green goblinoid creature known as Verdan. Very tall for a goblin. There is a pretty performer on the center stage, and there is a group of people sitting in the other corner next to the fireplace. What do you do?
Vernon is going to approach the group of 4 in the corner and very politely just ask in general, are one of you married to her by chance?
When
In
you
his old man voice, of course.
so the group in the left corner.
Yes, the group of 4 in the left corner.
Adamtine looks at you and says, "You don't need our permission to hit on the performers. It's really better if you don't."
What?
Oh, is this all like old timey saloon looking?
I would not call this an old-timey saloon.
What the fuck? Everything is flip flop now. I think Vernon would just not even bother showing interest at this point. His brain is rattled.
What
And he's
does
just
the
gonna look
party?
at the girls and be like, "Did we just try to get a room for the night and ask about those pawns?"
Yeah, yeah. I will greet the halfling in halfling and just say it's very nice to meet all of you. And then I'm gonna walk over to the bar and climb back up on my stool.
As you speak to her in halfling, she smiles and just kind of sits in the corner seat. And where did you go to the bar, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, Vernon, what do you do?
In halfling, I say to the halfling in the group, I say she's available.
As you say, how good's your halfling?
I'm fluent in it. It's one of the languages I chose.
Okay. As you say that, the old woman starts to come around Omen, and she says, "She's not the only one who's available."
How presumptuous. And you just see him kind of like dusting himself off, like flicking his shoulders a little bit, trying to make himself more presentable.
Is that your granddaughter?
Why, yes, they both are.
It's so nice to see family together. Those people in the corner, they're my family. We're the bee stingers.
Well, it's quite a pleasure, madam. And he holds out his hand, still kind of hunched over.
She daintily takes it and then squeezes it very hard, or at least as hard as she can. And she
His
smiles.
bones crack for sure.
At the sound of your cracking bone, she kind of frowns and goes, "Are you at least dexterous?"
Oh, don't worry about that, man. It's that's normal.
A small dex bonus. I'm sorry.
I do
But
have a small dex bonus. I believe it's a +1.
yes, I understand you. But it was nice meeting you. I'm sorry about your small dex bonus. And she goes away. Elisa,
Trolling today.
Prafa comes up to you and says, "Hello, it's very late at night. I'm surprised that there are still travelers on the road."
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
shit.
kind of been a long day.
Would you like a room? All of the rooms are currently available.
Uh, that would be wonderful.
The rooms start at a gold piece a night. There are some fees that are possible depending on behavior. I'm Prafa, by the way.
I am Elisa.
It's my pleasure to meet you. It's very late. Can I get you a drink on the house?
I that sounds great. Thank you.
She steps over to the bookshelf, reaches into the book, pulls out a literal wine glass and sets it in front of you. I understand traveling is very difficult, especially with the elderly. My parents were difficult to travel with too at the end. They delayed trips quite a while.
I'm sorry to hear that. It definitely presents its own challenges.
Yes, the elderly are their own challenges. Hopefully, one day we make that challenge ourselves.
Hey, getting old is an achievement and a privilege. Okay, so fuck her.
As you say that, Rosie comes over to you and looks at you and goes, "Maybe I misjudged you."
Yeah. I'm gonna actually, like, in character. I'm gonna tell her turn around and count to 10, and then I'm gonna roll a stealth check. I realize I actually have a +3 to Dex.
Roll a stealth check.
Oh my god.
And I'm proficient in it, so +6, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23.
23. Where would you like to hide as she closes her eyes?
Um, let's say I hide behind the bar.
Okay. Go
If
ahead and
if the what's her name, Profa? If Profa allows me, I'll kind of give her like a side eye, like, and like a finger up to my mouth, like shh,
you
as I do my
are
thing.
now behind the bar, and as you go behind the bar, you hear a half orc voice from across the room go, "Mom, I don't want him to be my new dad. Mom, you can't hit on everybody that comes in here just because Mom, you can't do it. Dreamus Beestinger, take your seat. I will live my life, and you will live your life." And Drew'b's head goes down a little bit, and he heads back to his seat.
This feels so off the rails. Oh.
I'm gonna use a bonus action to cast Misty Step, and I'm going to poop in a puff of violet smoke back to where I was in front of her, and I'm gonna cough a little bit.
Okay, so
I
you
should,
appear there. As you appear there, Omen takes a step towards you. He reaches into his armor, pulls out a scroll. It unscrolls
God.
down, and a little bit at the end, it curls back up. And he takes his finger and he points to it, and he goes, "Going behind the bar is against the rules unless you're staff."
Staff, 1 second, young man. And he addresses, what's her name, Rosie? And he says to her specifically, I should have you know now, I've had my fill of child rearing. And then immediately turns back to, what's his name, Omen, and says, as for you, you mentioned staff, and he holds up his staff. Staff.
Do you hold up your staff threateningly?
No, just like to show it off, like I have a staff. So we're good. Like obviously confused, like a confused old man.
Rosie Bee Stinger also holds up a staff and goes, "I've got one too."
Staff buddies. And then I kind of like playfully hold it out like we're sword fighting with it, and like kind of like ready to like clang mine against hers.
As you do that, let me see something.
Am I going to get us kicked out for playing with the old woman now? Jesus. Come on, man.
14's not bad. Rosie starts to twirl her staff very quickly, flips it between hand to hand, goes under one shoulder, out, up, over, twists, spins it over her head, and slams it down on the ground. All with decent quickness.
Not bad. Can I try to match her energy with my own thing?
Oh, all right. Roll a either an acrobatics check or a sleight of hand check.
Acrobatics or sleight? Yeah, they're both the same. That's going to be a solid 12.
You don't do it as well as her, but you do manage a little bit of tricks.
I probably have a crick in my back when it happens, and I say, "Oh, you must forgive me. I'm not as young as I once was, but I promise you, put me in the right frame of mind." And
she looks at you and says, "But
holding his ache."
she looks at you and she says, "But you're as young as you'll ever be." And she jumps backwards into the shadows, vanishes for a moment, appears 10 feet above your head, and then comes down. What's your AC?
My AC is 13.
She comes down and she tries to land on your shoulders, but she misses and she kind of slides down your back.
The fuck?
And she goes, "Still got it."
I like this place, you two, looking at Alien and Leo. There we go. Sorry, it's hard to read y'all's tokens on the small screen. But yeah, I just look at both of them and I'm like, I like this place, and I give them like a goofy thumbs up while I'm hunched over and she does her thing.
Omen taps the scroll again and says, "Are you going to behave, or do you three need to go?" This stuff is not rocket science. It's basic hospitality. Going behind the bar of an establishment for which you don't work is not acceptable anywhere? Have you never been to an establishment?
I scratch my head and think really hard. And you know, I say, you know, I genuinely cannot remember a time that I have.
Omen looks at you and he says, "You three need to go. Pack your bags down the road. We're not this is bullshit that we're dealing with. We're not dealing with bullshit here. Bags, road, hit it."
I look at Rosie. I look at Rosie and I look at Ailey and Cleo. And I look back at Rosie. And I if you could see my knees, they would be shaking like shakers as I drop down to one knee with and I'm desperately holding my staff with both hands while I go down. And and I look at her in her eyes and I say, "My lady, please tell this young man I meant no harm whatsoever and no ill will to the establishment.
Make a
But my
persuasion check.
grandchildren and I have." I'm sorry.
Go ahead, finish what you're gonna say.
Oh, but my grandchildren and I, as you see, we've been wandering for so long, and we just, I beg you, please do not send us back out onto the road. We must find lodging, if not at least for one night. And then I take her hand into mine and just continue looking into her eyes.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Persuasion with it. Ooh, 18 plus 8, 26.
Rosie looks at Omen and says, "Can't they stay one night? I'll even make this one sleep in his own room, away from the other two. There will be no shenanigans."
I'll even allow to hold on to my arcane focus for the night.
Do you put your arcane focus in her hands?
You know what? Yeah, I'll first I'll struggle, but eventually rise back up to both feet, and then yeah, I'll take my staff and place it into hers or his hands, whoever wants it.
Rosie will take it in her hands, and as she does, she leans into you and she winks and she says, "You know, even old halflings are nimble." And Omen just shakes his head and walks away.
I wrap my arm around her shoulders and just start walking towards wherever the rooms are, I would estimate are, and just say, perhaps you can give me a demonstration. You know, word talk is cheap, but actions speak volumes.
All right. Does the rest of the party retire to the rooms?
Yeah.
All right, then we're going to everybody pick your rooms. Cleo, what room would you like?
I will take this room over here.
All right, and would you like room 2 or 3, Vernon?
Uh, let's take the one that you're circling right now, the lower left.
All right. Okay, I'm going to move you to there. I'll tell you now that nothing notable happens during the night except whatever your head canon of this night wants to be, and we will flash forward to the next morning. Everybody wakes
Actually,
up.
I was gonna ask Rosie about those pools.
How would you ask?
So I'd be all cordial again. Of course, I'm in that headspace. But I would basically just ask her. Those ponds out there. They caught our eye before walking in, and they have the most otherworldly and ethereal sparkle and shine. And we were just curious about them. What the and then he just kind of gets frustrated with stumbling and he just kind of loses himself a little bit and grumpily says, "What's the deal with them?"
Would you
uh,
like to take me to the ponds?
well, I suppose so. I mean, I suppose if you're willing to go, then there's no reason to assume. Yes, sure, absolutely. Let's go.
Okay. Pond 1 or pond 2?
Um, whichever one had the more Fey aura that Cleo mentioned. I think it was the smaller one in the back.
Okay, and here's the answer you will get for this. As you
Oh,
and
Lord,
Rosie
here we
sit,
go.
on the edge of the pond, that is where we will fade to black, and I will let answers and actions be whatever your headcanon wants them to be, and you wake up in your room the next morning.
Oh, right.
Let your headcanon loose.
Okay, let's let the party act about it now.
As the party would gather down, one, you wake up after a full night's sleep, it's still night. And two, as the party would reconvene downstairs, Omen Drawn would have his finger pointing to the door, telling the people to get moving. He promised one night of sleep.
So pushy.
Does the
It's not
party
how you.
does the party continue down the path, or does the party stay?
I'm all for leaving.
We can all leave.
Okay.
I
Vernon,
will recover my arcane focus from Rosie. I will give
Rosie,
her a couple of pecks on the cheek, and I will ask her which direction she suggests we travel now.
she would tell you that most people travel north.
It was a lovely evening. And then I dismiss myself.
Okay, the party heads north, yes?
Mm-hmm.
The party goes on a little bit further. To the bottom left of your screen, please, is where your tokens are at. There is a
As we
pond.
travel, I tell Cleo and Ailey, so I found out about those ponds too.
Okay. We'll deal with that in a second. There is a pond to your right. There are wooded hills around you, all around, a path that leads straight, and a building that's a little bit ahead and off to the right. There seems to be a blood moon overhead.
No.
And what would the party like to do?
Well, should we go in?
Sure. I guess the fourth one's the charm.
Oh, what does that mean?
Okay, does the party go in?
Yeah.
All right. I will move your token up for you there. The party comes to the entrance. And actually, this is probably easier.
I can see. I just don't know for how long. This one is the spookiest coloration of all.
Blood
Mhm.
Moon. As you come in, Elisa, you see a party off to your right. There is a wizard who is apparently a wizard with flowing purple robes, big cuff neck robe at the top of it. As you walk in, he takes out 2 wands, spins them in his hands like pistols. He starts shooting at the roof, and each shot is a dove flying off the tip of his wand and flying out the window, each one in turn. Then he slams them together, and a shower of sparks that spread to the ground. The wands vanish, and he goes, "Fuck yeah, company. We never get company here." There is either an elf or a half elf across next to him, and in the corner seat is a drow who is blindfolded, and the drow has very blue skin. The woman behind the bar shakes her head at Jim Dark Magic's display and rubs her temple and says, "The Jim Dark Magic experience." In the other corner is an eyeball monster, a wolf sitting under a table, a what appears to be a knight, and a wizard. What would the party like to do?
I'm gonna roll perception to see if I notice the wolf.
Roll perception.
And at the 16.
Yeah, the wolf's not hiding. He's just kind of like lying down sleeping.
I tug on Elisa's garments and softly but excitedly, I'm like, "Oh, Buggy."
What would the party like to do?
I'm gonna see. How do I not have it?
What are you trying to
Oh,
see?
I do. Okay, here we go.
What are you trying to see?
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. And which animal would you like to speak with?
I'm gonna go for Ripper.
Okay. As you go for Ripper, a dove flies in front of you and lands on your shoulder and says, "Help, help. He doesn't feed us. He doesn't feed us. He
I'm gonna.
tried to unionize once and he punished us. Jim Dark Magic is dark for a reason."
I'm gonna ask it. So it's like in my hand, and I'm gonna lean close, and I'm gonna ask, is he the one doing all this?
As you ask that, Jim Dark Magic stands up and says, "Don't listen to the dove. He's mad because I'm awesome and he doesn't have top billing." So let me ask you this. Jim, dark magic experience? He takes out 2 wands, twirls them in his hands, and starts firing off at the ceiling. Would you go see that? Or would you go see the dove experience? Cute, but no fuck yeah at the end. Jim, dark magic. Remember it. And he sits back down.
That's
I'm gonna
great.
give
Why
the
did I
dove
roll a random 16 on a perception check?
That's a good question. Was that what you rolled to see Ripper?
I guess. Yeah, I think so. That was a while ago. I'm surprised it just showed up.
Elisa, what would you say to Ripper? He's asleep on the ground.
I'm gonna kind of, I guess I don't have to lean down, but I'm gonna kind of go psst, psst, and just see if I can wake him up a little bit.
Roll an animal handling check.
Yes, please. Oh, there it goes. Oh my gosh, an 11.
You can wake up a wolf with an 11. It's more of a grumpy wake up than a friendly wake up. He'll look at you and you go, yes? Who wakes a sleeping wolf?
Hi, my name is Elisa, but that's not really important right now. Are you trapped here?
I'm sleeping. Sleeping is not a trap.
How long have you been here?
I've been sleeping since I fell asleep.
Right, okay. I'm gonna point at Sildar. Who is your handsome friend?
Well, the eyeball monster is a Nothic.
Noted. Have you noticed anything weird going on here before you fell asleep?
Well, not before, but after. Roll a
Oh my!
perception. Roll a perception check for me.
19.
Sildar turns his head, and half of it is conked and caved in. Looks like from the blow of several bugbears.
Oh no! Monster!
And with the 19, you also get a look at Yarno. You see strangulation marks with very big hand bruises around his neck.
Huh. Well, what happened after you fell asleep?
Well, after I woke up, you all showed up and you all look strange.
What do I look like?
Like nothing else in here.
I don't understand.
Well, how many eyes do you have?
2, I think.
How many holes do you have?
I feel like that's a really personal question. I have the normal amount of holes.
Well, most
Jesus.
people most people here have extra.
Oh God.
This one is
Oh.
missing half his face.
Well, but everybody else here has the normal amount, right?
Roll a perception check.
Oh.
Wish I
Come
could
on.
understand this interesting conversation.
You're welcome to wander over.
Bless.
I
16.
wouldn't understand shit.
Uh,
Just talking to a dog.
yeah. With the 16, you look around. Everybody seems to be a little bit decomposed in one manner or another.
Huh. Okay.
Ripper says, the one in the corner insists that he has a way out of here, but he just keeps stabbing himself.
I guess it hasn't worked.
He thinks so.
Huh. Okay. Well, you're a very good boy. Thank you.
Yes. Come again.
Oh, I think we will.
But most people who talk to me bring me treats. And they call me a good
I
boy.
have treats. I have treats.
Am I
I'm
a
gonna
good
dig out some
boy?
rations.
Am I a good
Yes.
boy?
Yes.
Yes,
You're
I'm
such
a good boy. My previous master told me I was a good boy all the time until he got me killed. It was very sad.
Oh, that was a low blow.
Right, the meow meow.
I'm here for it. Yeah, I'm gonna give you some rations.
My poor thumb thumb.
He will happily take the rations and just start taking both paws, crossing them over, and chewing on whatever you give him.
Okay. Oh, I can do better. I'm gonna run over and I'm gonna say, Brava, can I have a roast quail?
She looks at you and she says, I don't believe I've ever met Profa. Oh, my. Yes, I go by Profa. But
sorry, I was talking to the other group.
maybe we should be more formal to start. I'm Prophet Estron.
I am Alicia Quiethold, and it is a pleasure to meet you, Prophetess Thrawn.
It is my pleasure. Now that we've made formal acquaintance, please call me Profa.
Yes, thank you.
What can I get for you?
I would love a roast quail, please.
A roast quail. Okay. She steps away, reaches her hand through the spine of a book, pulls out something, and she sets it in front of you. And in front of you is a skeletal quail sitting on a plate.
Oh, this is perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'm going to go give it to Ripper.
he takes it and starts gnawing on the bones.
Okay, so that looks like a skeleton to you too, right?
Yes, it's I like skeletons.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm going to go talk to my friends now, but I liked talking to you.
Yes, we should talk again some other time.
Yes.
I don't think it will
Awesome.
be too much longer before others join us.
Oh, really?
Yes. There are people, and he sits up and he jumps in a chair and sits almost like a person and puts his paws on the table, and he says, there are these people I know who are searching for a magic obelisk, and quite honestly, I think that they'll be here with us soon.
Oh, I love making new friends. Are they nice?
Most of them.
Awesome.
There's one that they wouldn't let me eat when I was alive. It was very sad.
Oh, well, that's what wolves are supposed to do.
Yes, eat rabbits. It would have been fine. Afterwards, people would have said it's the natural order of things.
Yes, that's what I would have said.
I don't see a problem with it.
Ugh, some people are so uptight.
I think that I should return as a ghost and eat the rabbit. You have inspired me. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I hope I get to talk to you again.
Oh, don't worry. We'll talk again. In some form. You remind me of two others who've been through here, actually. One was a bird, and the other was... I don't remember the other. I can't remember what she was. She looked very badly cut up, though, when it was all said and done.
Jesus.
Uh, uh. What do I look like to you?
What did the other one look like to me?
No, what do I look like to you?
You look very pretty.
Aww.
Don't worry. We'll meet again.
Okay, I'm gonna go talk to my friends now.
Tell them I said hello.
Yes, I will. Okay. And I'm gonna run over and grab Vernon and try to drag him to Cleo.
Vernon to Cleo.
Okay, so I was talking to the wolf over there, and I'm gonna try and whisper this.
Make a
There's
stealth
something.
check.
Okay. Lord help me. Oh no, it's a +1.
I'll give her aid if that's
Okay.
possible, if she needs it.
Yeah, 15's fine.
Okay. There's something really weird going on here. This time, I don't know what I am, but I've been a bird apparently, and everybody here is dead, I think, and no one can escape except the wolf, maybe. And he said that he would see us again and that other people are coming.
Wait, hold on. Go back. What? And you can see Vernon kind of like stuttering a little bit. And he's like, wait, what do I look like? And he starts feeling his face frantically. What do you
I
look
don't
like?
know.
And
You
then he
look
looks
like
to Cleo. What the fuck do you look like? So no, wait. What did you talk with that puppy over there about?
Oh, all sorts of stuff. He told me that the guy in the corner said that he had a way out of here, but that he's just stabbing himself over and over, and it doesn't seem to be working. And he said that he knows people that might be coming and that they should be here soon. And then he said that he was hungry, and then I fed him, and I think I got it out of order, but he definitely said that there were people coming.
Did he specify who?
He just said people he knew,
But
but
was he a good boy or a bad boy?
no, he was a very good boy. He got lots of treats.
Well, over my years, I've come to learn and trust the instincts of a good boy more than some humans. So I pray that I'm not wrong in this, but if he's a good boy, I think I'll trust his people that they're coming. But we'll see. It depends on how I feel in the moment. And then he like kind of like his facial expression is droopy and like not all there for a moment. And then he says, "Wait, you're a fucking bird? When did you get wings, young lady?"
I don't remember. I don't think I've had wings. I talked to the bird, and he doesn't seem to like it here either. And I don't think I like it here anymore.
As everybody's talking, the drow in the corner stands up and he walks over to everybody blindfolded and he says, "Hello, friends."
Hi.
Are you passersby on the road? As we are all passersby in our own way. But of course, some roads deviate where others converge.
And it seems some even overlap. And then I just kind of like give him like the biggest stink eye, like waiting to see how he's going to respond to that.
Make a perception check.
16.
The blindfold is over his eyes because he's blind.
No, I was waiting to see how he was going to respond to what I said. Is what I said.
He puts up his hand and he starts to feel your face if you don't get out of the way.
No,
He starts
I know
to
what a blind man needs to do.
he starts to feel your face and he goes, "Have our roads crossed before, friend?"
Insight or history. Which one should I roll to see if we have?
Do me a favor, roll a history check. You have probably not crossed paths with Drow'b.
Yeah, no. I think I would have come across a blind drow before in my day. I would definitely remember.
He's still feeling your face for what is probably too long for the moment, and he holds and he goes, "Friend, I don't remember you. Paths once crossed cannot be uncrossed. Streams should never be crossed. Do you understand?"
Yeah, I don't have anything that I can use like that. Yeah, nope. Nothing useful. I'm honest with him and I say, no, I don't know what the fuck is on. Sorry.
It's okay.
I've met some crazy in my day, but
we're all travelers in our own way. And his right hand drags slowly down your face. And Cleo, he turns to you and he holds his hands out and he starts to come forward. What do you do? Cleo stands there as the hands slowly approach. And Cleo, his fingertips touch the tips of your jaw, the ends of your jaw. And he goes, "I don't know if I've seen this one before either." And Elisa, lastly, he comes up to you and he goes, "We've certainly met. You're the one."
Vernon is just looking at you dumbfounded, Elisa. How do you know so many people? Why don't I know your friend?
Elisa, he says, "You are the one that was asking the dog how to get out of here, right?"
I was talking to the dog.
"There is a way to get out of here. Would you like me to show you?"
Can you tell me about it first?
It has to be seen to be believed. My father's knife is a magical knife. We can use it
So
to enter his study. Here, watch. He pulls out a knife and he takes his hand straight to where in front of his eye, and he jams the knife through his eye, and he's still standing there, and he lets go of the knife, and the knife hilt is sticking out of his eye socket. And he goes, I am now in my father's study, and no one can see me.
I'm
This
gonna
is
roll a
how we
con
escape.
save or a check to see if I throw up from this.
Let's do a Constitution saving throw.
No, Alicia squeals.
Okay, I don't puke my guts out.
You do
But I
feel
do,
a churn
like-
in your stomach, though.
Yeah.
Elisa,
Broke that motherfucker.
Elisa, you squeal. Cleo, how do you react?
I would probably squeal as well.
Okay, after a second, he pulls the knife out of his eye socket and he holds it out to you and he says, you can take the same route to get out of here.
Please stop disturbing my granddaughters. It's awful.
I understand. It was disquieting for me at first as well. But then I understood things how they were. And I could see the way out.
Oh.
Do we take his way out?
Can I roll an Arcana check on this knife
You
to
can
see
take
if I can garner some
You-
type of information about like what kind of object it is or what kind of magic it has?
You are welcome to roll an Arcana check.
And
It's all too strange, bro. It's all too strange.
dead ass.
Can I help him with that Arcana check?
Yep. Would you like him to re-roll it, or would you like to roll one of your own?
I was going to try to roll one of my own.
Yes, by all means, go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
Can I roll an insight on this guy when she's done?
Yeah. 14 isn't high enough to really gather any information either. Elisa, what do we got?
All right. D&D Beyond is...
You can do it.
Give me just a second. This has been the weirdest thing. I have no idea what's going on here.
D&D
The
Beyond.
same. I just know it's something to do with the Fey realm, maybe.
Okay.
Even
inside,
that's not solid.
oh my gosh. 16.
16's not awful. You're trying to get an insight check on Drow'b?
Yes.
I would say he seems a little bit mad, but not in an aggressive sort of way.
He's just crazy and kooky, mysterious and kooky.
Can I got nothing else to go on. Can I cast Detect Magic?
Yeah, sure.
Ooh, that might help push Leo's 14.
Okay. Let me actually read Detect Magic because I don't know what else to do. Magical effects. Okay, so as I look around the tavern now with Detect Magic up, is there anything that would catch my eye?
So, Detect Magic. This place seems like it has a weight to it that's both magical and non-magical. And when you do something that, like, look at the dagger, it seems like there is a magic there, or that was once there, that just feels pressed by the energy of this place. Same when you look at Jim Dark Magic, same when you look at Omen, Prophetess, really almost any of them. Brahma Luthier's instrument lights up. Adam Tyne has a warhammer that lights up, and then it subsides like it's all being suppressed. And as you do, Elisa, Propha looks at you and she says, "You're welcome to stay the night, but I don't think you want to."
No.
The road is lovely, dark, and deep, dear. But you are not quite ready to rest here.
I really prefer to sleep outside anyway.
May I suggest continuing on the path?
Okay. And Elisa is just gonna stand outside the door. She's over it.
Does the party want to continue on the path?
Yes.
Elisa is gonna suggest going south. Have we done south yet?
You have not tried south yet.
Yeah, so Elisa is gonna suggest maybe we can undo things if we go backwards.
Is that the group? Is that the path the group wants to take?
Do we want to check out the ponds first or no?
We can look at them as we go by.
Okay.
Okay. Does the group head back towards the south path?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, if there's no objections, I'm gonna start walking sort of towards the pond.
All right. The pond is there, as it always was, as it always will be.
Does the second one still look shimmery?
In a nighttime-ish sort of way, but certainly different. Something special is about it.
You
Yeah, we're
guys,
serious, bro.
Sorry.
you guys, this is really weird.
Yeah, I don't have nothing useful like that.
All right, what path would the party like to take?
Guess we'll just keep going south.
Yeah.
All right, the party makes their way down south, homebound. Sorry. As the party reaches the south path, they come through a path. The blood moon is still in the sky. There is a building to their south and a trail that leads onward.
Damn it.
Well,
Well,
that's familiar.
I'm all out of ideas.
Hmm.
What if we go north? Brilliant idea, right? I know.
Would the party like to go north?
Sure.
As the party goes north, there is a light high above them that they pass through, and the group to position you all properly. You all come into the light of a pass. There is a pond to the right of you. There are hillsides wooded all around, a path that leads forward, and a building off, straight ahead, slight to the right. And as the party looks onward, they remember where they are.
What happened?
And the archfey known as Yarn Spinner closes a book with his spider paws, surrounded by satyrs, dryads, pixies, cats, and all other manner of fey beings and fey magic, and looks at the party and says, "And that, my friends, is the cycle of life. We pass from light to ever-growing darkness until the moon sets on our time, and we come back once again to repeat the cycle forevermore. Thank you." That is where we will call it for this one shot.
No one died.
Yes, I lived.
I didn't abandon you.
Woohoo!
Drum stayed.
I told
Wow, what a loopy, trippy session, man.
I wanted something different where also consider this, there was no actual real combat involved.
No.
No.
Just a couple of swats with my stick.
On the talking tagger's head.
Yep.
Hey, we wanted to
Oh
stick our
my
hands
God.
in our heads in to get a bundle of whatever out of the dragon's mouth.
That was his bundled up tongue that he was trying to lure you in with. Which may or may not have attacked you.
Freaky
I wanted to do
dragon.
that so bad. The only reason I didn't is because Elisa is short.
And I don't think Cleo
It
could have
saved your
reached
life.
either.
Oh, what a trip, man.
It was different. I hope everybody had fun.
That was fun.
I think next week we can pick back up on the Shattered Obelisk. We should hopefully
Will
have
Mark be
Frampton
back?
back. I hope so.
Okay.
If not, we'll discuss options. I think everybody wants saved for Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
Yes, please.
As do we all. As do we all.
If you're free, I don't want to
Black
impose on
Friday,
like family
D&D
time. But
Friday, bro.
No, I too sometimes need saving.
okay.
Okay.
All right. I am going to go to sleep. Thank you.
am as well.
Thank
Yes,
you
me
all for the
too.
fun. I'm sorry about all the technical issues everybody was facing there.
Yeah.
It is what it is, you know.
It happens.
All right. Good night, guys. I will see you next week.
Yep.
Sounds
Good night.
Good night.